What marks Big Ten play? Like, what are some characteristics of Big Ten baseball that maybe you don't see as much in the non-conference setting?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I've only seen it for 1 year, so it's kind of year to year. It's hard to say. I would say physicality in lineups. I think you see a lot of big physical guys that can impact the ball in most lineups. And I think just on the mound, you see a lot more velo than maybe what you saw 5 or 6 years ago in the league, top to bottom. I think every single team just has better velo on the mound maybe than what they've had in the past.
Coach, what was the message to the team for this weekend in the Michigan series?
The same as it always is. We got to find a way to show up and be consistent, and it starts with our preparation and coming out and doing that on the practice field. And this week's been a little unique that way. Monday's an off day typically, and we had Monday off, and then Tuesday was a little bit of a lighter day. I mean, we had a really pretty big number of games last week, and some guys are a little nicked up. We got some guys that aren't feeling great, and then obviously we had the practice day yesterday because of no game. So had a great practice yesterday. Energy was great. Just in baseball, there's going to be ups and downs, and you got to find a way to just show up and give your best each day, and that gives you a chance to be successful and consistently successful. And so heads are in the right spot. We'll have a good practice today and be ready to get after it this weekend.
Last year you really didn't have to change much in your top 5, 6 in the lineup. I mean, do you feel like you're closer now than maybe where you were even a week ago?
I think so. I think we've kind of used this preseason time and the non-conference games to see how some freshmen were going to do when the lights came on, and defensively I think we've got a pretty good idea of who's going to be more reliable than others, especially in the outfield. So we just need our infielders, to kind of step up in general and play the way they're capable of playing. But I think so. I think you see some veterans that are starting to, Bryce Matthews has had a last good 10 days offensively, and Cam Chick's swinging the bat better. And I think when those guys, Max Anderson, he'll get going, and Griff's had, Big Ten Player of the Week last week. So there's your potential top 5. Garrett England's been pretty good, and then you're back to, you've got your top 5 pretty well set, and you can play matchups in the back half. So I do. I think we've got the guys, kind of the personnel, and then it's just a matter of, can we find a consistent leadoff hitter, that can get us off to a good start.
The defensive portion of it, I mean, how much does that weigh in when you're putting a lineup together?
Quite a bit. I mean, especially in the outfield. I mean, we've got to be able to go run down some of the balls that we haven't gotten to, and I think if we've got certain personnel that can do that, and just finding those pieces together at the same time that can do that, that's certainly something that we can't take into account.
Do you do anything in practice or meetings or anything like that, just kind of snap guys back and get them right back in the right mindset?
We do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of components that go into it. Baseball's such a mental game, and it's just, again, it's a matter when you have a young group of guys, it's just trying to convey the message that how important each day is, that we're not going to be capable of playing a certain way on game day if we don't have a consistent mindset. So we're talking, you've got sports psychology, we've got everything that we need at our disposal. We use all those things, and different cues for different guys. We know how different guys learn. I mean, there's nothing no stone unturned that way. So it'll be fun to just see us get after it, in the conference season. And now that we feel like we've got a pretty good idea of what we have, just kind of roll with that.
Do you feel like you've seen a bump in intensity or competitiveness after what happened on Sunday?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I think I had a good practice yesterday, but like I said, Monday was off and Tuesday was a pretty light day. So I don't want a bump in intensity and effort. I want a consistent, great effort. And so I think we had that on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll have that again today. That's what I expect. And, that's the point we've got to get to, as to where, we don't get up for certain games or certain practices, or when the weather's warm or when it's cold or when there's fans or no fans. I mean, we just got to, it's a work in progress with this group, and we'll be ready.
Is there a silver lining maybe to not playing yesterday in terms of just getting guys rested and ready for the
Well,
weekend?
I would have preferred a great weather day that we could go play because you want to kind of get that taste out of your mouth from Sunday. And I know our guys are eager to do that too, but does it give us a chance to maybe line our pitching up a little bit better that was kind of screwed around last week? Yeah, I think that definitely helps. And but we wanted to play, but obviously Mother Nature had other ideas.
Anything more official on Cal Perry?
No, we'll find something out probably in the next couple days. He won't be available this weekend, unfortunately, but past that, we're not sure yet.
What's the rotation?
Cody Frank will go Friday, and then we'll go Shea on Saturday, McCarville on Sunday.
So even with the not being able to play, how did that kind of like help you guys in the process of figuring out that leadoff spot?
Well, just kind of combing through some of the numbers and just seeing how certain guys are going to fit. And again, I think maybe we have an untraditional 1 through 9. I don't know that we have a traditional leadoff hitter or a traditional 4-hole hitter. It's like, how can we mesh the guys together the best in order to where you can have multiple good at-bats in a row? And that's kind of, we've done a lot of deep diving here in the last 2 or 3 days to try to get to that point.
What challenge does Michigan present coming in here?
Yeah, they've hit some home runs and doubles. They can steal bases. That's something they've always done. Their left-hander that's going against us tomorrow night is at really good numbers, and it's going to be tough. And then I think after that, they're trying to decide what they're going to do on Saturday and Sunday. But offensively, they can score runs in bunches.
Is there sort of almost kind of a reset when you turn to Big Ten play?
I think so, and that's kind of what we talked to the team about yesterday at practice was, hey, we got a whole new season coming up, and if you look at it last year, we would already have been halfway through our season, and we're not even a third of the way through the season right now for the number of games that we've played. So it's a long season, and most of the guys on this roster just don't know what the 56-game schedule looks like, and we've only played 19 games. There's a lot of season left to go, and it's good to hit the reset button. Got conference coming up. Coaches can do the same thing. We can figure out different buttons to push, and it's just a different mindset.
Yeah, on Sunday, how thin were you guys pitching guys on that?
Well, we almost didn't make it through the game. Honestly, I wasn't going to use any of the guys that had thrown on Friday, because they had all thrown 40-plus pitches. So, the Martins were gone and Jokins were gone, and, basically all of our higher leverage guys. McCarville, it was evident in the first inning but we weren't in a position where we were going to be able to make a whole lot of changes in that game. So we were very thin. And I'm thankful that we didn't have to use Bragg in the game because he had thrown 60 pitches, I guess, on that Wednesday. And, he was the one guy that could have stretched it out for us for probably 2 innings. And that's probably the only silver lining of that day is that Braxton kind of got to hit the reset button. And now we've got, everybody back full strength again.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.